This is the Night Owls This All podcast. I'm Shane.
And I'm JP.
And this is our Monday shorts, or shortish.
Mondays are the days that we drop our shorts.
JP.
I know.
I understand why you can't be around schools.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought about making that a jingle for this show.
That'd be great. I love that. Mondays are the days we... Okay. I'm not going to say it out loud, but I love it. I love it. There it is. We should do that. I'll help you sing it. We'll record it right after this. All right. And we'll put it as one of our buttons like this. Like, there it is. See? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Here we go. First ballot Hall of Fame. First ballot Hall of Famer. Who in disc golf deserves it more than Paul McBeth? It doesn't matter because he's not going to get it anyways.
It's a Travis Shamockery.
That's here. Ready. That was a really good. All right, I don't even know where to start on this topic. Like, I have so much in my mind, and it's not about Paul McBeth. It is about Paul McBeth, mm-hmm. but it's about the lunacy of the idea that he cannot be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Or what's even more ridiculous is the fact that they changed the criteria so he couldn't be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
That's exactly it. I believe that it wasn't intended. The most in disc golf. I want to play the Ken Climo. Yes, awesome for his time. As of right now, modern era, nobody.
Right.
Nobody even holds a candle to him. I just don't get it.
I don't either.
I don't get it. Why would he not be in the Hall of Fame? And why would you create that rule post pulling him off of first ballot?
I know. It's one of those weird things in sports too, where every other sport, they always wait out to see what the career has in its entirety. Mm-hmm. Judgment on statistics, championships, all that. Right. But the thing is during these sports, you can also see that transpiring where, like, yes, this person is going to become a Hall of Famer. Right. Why do we have to wait to put them in the Hall of Fame until the end of the Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens,
exactly. Mark McGwire. On and on and on. But McBeth, maybe we'll find out he's roiding. But there are zero rules in our sport that stop that from happening.
Right.
So outside of, sure, he can go all like play some super villain. And yes, he might be negated from the Hall of Fame. But seriously? First ballot Hall of Famer, there's nobody else that deserves more than Paul McBeth.
Someone deserves a Will Smith slap to the face.
Exactly. Keep my name out your mouth.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating to me because here's the thing. So the PDGA Hall of Fame is not a PDGA body. It's not a body of the PDGA. I understand that. That's great. Mm-hmm. No problem. So it kind of gives the PDGA a pass.
Right.
Out of all the individuals that have made it into the PDGA Hall of Fame, and the only one I'm going to but I'm just going to bring to light is Valerie Jenkins. So she was still technically playing when she was inducted to the Hall of Fame. Valerie Jenkins, very pivotal player in the FPO realm. A part of a legacy of disc golf as far as her family goes, her brother. Avery Jenkins is also, and Avery Jenkins and her both won Worlds the same year. There's so many different pivotal things that she has done to get that. But to say that her induction is in some way, shape, or form better than Paul McBeth's potential induction, or has more value, or is absent. And they're not saying that with their words, they're saying that with their vote. Mm-hmm. who are these people that are not voting Paul McBeth in? So he was on the ballot,
Yeah.
and then he didn't get voted in, and then they voted to change to 40. You have to be 45 to be
Yeah,
voted in.
45.
So he has 14 more years. He will be in it.
Yeah. That's disrespect.
I mean,
That
it
is total disrespect.
It is. We don't want to see you in there because you have so many more years in there. So now we're going to change the rules. So you have to wait 14 more years.
Right.
All right. I don't want to talk about them anymore.
I mean,
it's
just one of those things, though. Like, obviously, he's getting in. Is
no question.
Yeah, right. But I mean, what is being a first ballot like? We put such high regard to this being a first ballot Hall of Famer, but why?
Prestige comes from other sports.
Yeah.
In Hall of Fame. And they actually, I mean, most Hall of Fames tell you what ballot they came in on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Disc Golf Hall of Fame does that, but if they do, that should be an asterisk.
Right.
You know, next to Paul McBeth's second ballot.
Right. Because I go back and I think, like, okay, yes, first ballot is awesome. I think about there's Ken Griffey Jr. got put into the Hall of Fame, I think, a couple years ago. He is somebody in my mind that should have been a unanimous Hall of Famer.
Right.
And he was not voted a unanimous Hall of Famer. I think one or two people left him off. Now, a couple of years come down the road, and Mariano Rivera, famous closer for the New York Yankees, first ballot, unanimous, first player ever.
To get unanimous?
To get unanimous.
Man, and Griffey Jr. didn't?
Yeah.
What did Griffey Jr. ever do not to deserve that?
Good question.
Yeah.
I mean, he did have a couple not so great years in Cincinnati, nominal outfielder.
Yeah.
Crazy, he would have been the home run king if he had not been injured. And
oh, absolutely.
so, I mean, yeah, it's kind of crazy to me. But, like, Mariano Rivera, the most dominant closer to ever play, like, I forgot how many championships he's won with the Yankees, maybe like 4 or 5. And, you look at someone like Derek Jeter, it's the criteria that's set by these voters on who gets what vote or where they're put in, that there should not be, like, they hold too much power.
Agreed. Is all reporters, right?
It's
It's
the
sports
Writers Association, yeah.
Okay. NFL?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, I see. I'm trying.
I think there's some kind of association with the Hall of Fame itself about who gets voted in. I'm not sure if reporters or writers or
Okay. So, who votes in the PDJ? So, I want to know who votes. And so, Disc Golf Hall of Fame. I want to know who votes and why, and what the reasoning is. Because, like I said, I'm a Paul McBeth fanboy.
Yeah.
I get it. I cannot think of a reason why, other than his age, obviously.
Yeah.
Why? Like, why would you not? So
That's crazy.
let's pull ourselves away from the organization. I wish I would have done a little more research to figure out who voted.
Yeah.
I'll make that as a mulligan in the next episode. But pull yourself back, Paul McBeth. What in your mind? What's going through your mind right now as Paul McBeth? And does your induction into the Hall of Fame mean less now that they made the Paul McBeth rule? I mean, is there animosity building up in your mind? Is there resentment? Is there a certain level of disregard or disrespect felt? Disregard of the Hall of Fame, and then disrespect felt from the Hall of Fame to Paul McBeth?
I would think a little slighted, for sure. obviously. They had to make a rule
to keep him out.
to keep him out.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if there's resentment. Just the I think the feeling of not being first ballot would be, it's disappointing, but just to know that you're still going to get there. You don't want to rest your laurels on that, but it's just something that you're like, it's not in doubt. You just think about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, and especially with him, when he's done everything that he can do, there has been a precedent set for allowing individuals that are currently playing and under the age of 45 to be inducted.
Yeah.
And then no. Like, and where's the reasoning? Like, there's nothing out there that says why the Hall of Fame class of 2021, right? He would have been the class of 2021. Or it would have been, no, or are they voting for 2020?
I think it would be 2021.
Yeah, like, why is it? And they don't have anything on their website about who votes.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, it's crazy, too, that, like, the whole reasoning of him getting nominated, put it on the ballot, taken off, and then changing the rules. What's the decision? Like, where does that go in their mind where they're like, well, let's put him up for nomination. Well, no, let's, like, the ass backwardsness of it, like the thinking, like the logic behind it is just ridiculous. And then 45, I don't know how they came up with that age. Like, where does that come from?
Right, because there are people that are still playing. I mean, look at like Johnny McRae.
Yeah.
He is still playing over 45. Well, currently, get better soon. But he is currently playing, and the likelihood of him getting in the Hall of Fame outer, but I think he'll probably be in there.
I think so.
Especially within the realm of disc golf. He's a pretty pivotal individual. Barry Schultz. I mean, all these people are still playing.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Steve Rico, like, continue to go on and on about these MP40 players that are still playing actively. Why is that any different? Just because they're 45? Like, is there some sort of experience needed? Because I can't think in our sport why age is a factor in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if Gannon Bird did something super pivotal, why not?
Yeah.
Colward Dolan, like, why not? These guys are in their teens. Like, go for it, man.
Unless the people voting him in are trying to protect themselves somehow.
Yeah.
These individuals even played. Like, who knows? It's a board. I don't know who. Like we said, we don't know who's voting.
We don't know, yeah.
But it just seems like that. It seems like there's just this thing that's like, okay, we can't have them in because at this point we're trying to protect whatever legacy we have or whatever the Hall of Fame's legacy is for now.
Mm-hmm. And,
I don't know.
And do you think it is a humanitarian effort or some sort of like some effort to preserve the individuals or the forgotten players of past? Because, we know so many different players now because of coverage, media, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there are some people that are disappearing into the wind and being kind of swept under the rug, so to speak, because there's no footage. It's just word of mouth or the people that had played with them at one point or another. Do you think there was a fear of the Hall of Fame? I haven't heard I don't know a single one of them. I've never even heard their names before. And Paul McBeth did not get in. Do you think it was some sort of protection, whatever the proper term is for that? I don't know. I'm trying to make up words now. But do you think there was some sort of protection going on to try to get these folks in? Because obviously someone would have been left off the ballot and not gotten in if Paul McBeth would have. So do you think that might play into it as well? I was just thinking that.
Are you like the fact that Paul McBeth would get in would overshadow like the other people?
Some of these old school dudes.
Yeah. I could see that.
Or ladies, whatever.
Right. But in the new school wave of thinking that, how much do the people playing now care about the older generation?
Right.
Like, so like, yes, they're in the Hall of Fame, but are these people going to go back and be like, well, so and so did this. Oh, that's pretty cool. But you know, it's a big comparison thing in just, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and I guess look at like, so like Avery Jenkins. I don't know if he's in yet. Look at we can go on and on. Barry Schultz, Ken Climo. Ken Climo's in.
Is DOS?
Yeah, I don't know if Doss is in yet or not. But you think of all these folks that are just right on that cusp.
Yeah.
I think Barry Schultz is 50, but you think of those people that are right on the cusp that potentially should be or would be or might be. Now they gotta wait.
Yeah.
And I wish I knew the rationale. I wish there was a clear, concise reason of why they made that choice, and how it correlates to Paul McBeth not being a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I think that there's a lot of questions that are kind of unanswered at this point.
And
but
it doesn't seem like any information is coming out about it
no.
yet. Because Ultiword's pretty good about diving in and just asking the hard questions. But it doesn't seem like there's anything that's come out about that yet. I think it's been said that he's not going to be a first ballot. I think they did an article about it. But man, I'm blown away by the disrespect. Like it just,
yeah.
And maybe I'm too harsh on it. And honestly, it's probably not that big of a deal. But yeah, it is. I mean, it really is to say that, Valerie Jenkins is more deserving than Paul McBeth or any other individuals. These three other guys that were inducted, to say that they're more deserving than Paul McBeth, like it's just, you got to make those choices in the face.
He's gonna have
Not there's nobody else done for the game. His line of discs, his, you go on and on, the foundation, you can keep talking about what he's done for the game, and I don't get it. I don't get it. I guess it's lunacy, of course. So, anything else to say about it, or we beat that horse dead?
vote him in. No.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
Can they rescind their votes when you do like a recall election or?
yeah.
Is there,
Right. Like,
can we protest? There's a bunch of people at the Hall of Fame right now. They should start protesting.
yep.
I wonder if Paul McBeth, every time he walks by, he just like kind of spits at the front door. Like, no, I don't think.
I'm curious too. Like, I'm guessing a lot of people on the tour as well are just, yeah, like just curious. I'm like what your peers think. Like they probably, they know, that you're in, what you've done, but it's like, are they like, wow, shocked or what their feelings?
Yeah, it takes a big person to look at your rival side to have that competition. So think about like someone like Ricky. Even if Ricky was I would be throwing a fit too if Ricky was on the Hall of Fame ballot and didn't get in. Now, he doesn't push the needle the same way that Paul McBeth has yet, but he will at one point. And he's still younger than Paul. He's like 4 years younger than Paul or something like that. But yeah, I think that takes a very big person to do that. Not saying they're not out there, because I've heard them, but to someone to just stand up and be like, this is wrong, it should. But, it's an independent 501(c). They do what they want. They got a board of directors. They're going to do what they want, and rightfully so, but it doesn't mean I agree with it.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for him, and I feel bad for them, because I think the legitimacy of that organization is just that much less now. So, anything else? Okay, we'll get out of here then. So, where can they find you, sir?
onenight.owl on Instagram.
And it's throw at doordisc.com, but it is door_disc_golf on Insta, and that's where you can find all our social links. Outside of that, I won't mention your OnlyFans, but we'll see you later. Keep us subpar. Peace.